shock waves spread across the Middle East as alarm bells rang across global security networks when Iran announced it had fired a hypersonic missile directly toward Jerusalem, claiming to have pierced one of the most advanced air defense systems in the world. Iranian officials stated that the strike targeted Israeli defensive infrastructure itself, declaring that the missile successfully evaded interception and exposed critical vulnerabilities in Israel's layered protection systems. According to Iranian state media, the operation was not a routine escalation, but a technological demonstration, a message that even the most sophisticated missile shields could be overcome. Iranian military spokesman described the strike as a turning point in modern warfare, suggesting that their hypersonic capabilities had rendered traditional interception systems ineffective in real combat conditions. Within minutes, reports began circulating across international media, with Iranian outlets claiming that the missile traveled at extreme speeds, maneuvered mid-flight, and struck near high-value defensive assets in or around Jerusalem. According to Iranian state television, the strike proved that Iran could reach deep into Israeli territory with precision, despite the presence of multi-layered defense systems. But before we go deeper into what Iran claims happened during this unprecedented strike, how the attack reportedly unfolded in real time, and what Israel is now saying about the damage and the status of its defense systems, make sure to hit the like button and subscribe to the channel so you never miss the latest updates on the most dramatic geopolitical developments happening around the world. According to Iranian military officials, the operation involved the launch of a single advanced hypersonic missile designed to test both speed and evasive maneuverability under real battlefield conditions. Iranian commanders stated that the missile was launched from within Iranian territory and followed a complex trajectory, combining high-altitude flight with rapid directional shifts intended to confuse and overwhelm Israeli radar systems. Iranian state television reported that the missile reached speeds exceeding Mach 10, making it nearly impossible for conventional interception systems to track and neutralize. Military spokesmen described the weapon as part of a new generation of strategic deterrence, capable of penetrating even the most advanced missile defense networks deployed by Israel and its allies. According to Iranian sources, the intended target was not civilian infrastructure, but a critical component of Israel's defensive network, specifically radar installations and command coordination systems, responsible for detecting and intercepting incoming threats. Iranian media claimed that the strike either directly hit or landed dangerously close to these systems, disrupting their operational effectiveness. Iranian officials framed the strike as a response to escalating tensions in the region, stating that it was meant to send a clear message about Iran's military capabilities and willingness to act if provoked. Statements released by military spokesmen suggested that the attack was both a warning and a demonstration, proof that Iran could bypass even the most heavily defended targets. According to Iranian state media, the symbolic significance of the strike was just as important as the physical impact. By targeting the defensive shield itself, Iran aimed to challenge the perception of invulnerability surrounding Israel missile defense systems. Military commanders described the operation as breaking the illusion of absolute protection, signaling a shift in the balance of deterrence across the region. Iranian outlets repeatedly emphasized that this was not an isolated strike, but part of a broader strategic posture, suggesting that future operations could involve multiple missiles or coordinated attacks designed to overwhelm defenses entirely. According to regional analysts cited in Iranian broadcasts, the strike represented a new phase in modern warfare, one where speed, unpredictability, and technological advancement redefine the battlefield. The importance of Jerusalem as a strategic and symbolic target cannot be overstated. Located at the heart of Israel, the city is not only politically and culturally significant, but also sits within range of multiple regional threats, making it a focal point for national defense planning. Israel's missile defense architecture, which includes systems designed to intercept short-range rockets, medium-range missiles, and long-range ballistic threats, has long been considered one of the most advanced in the world. According to defense analysts, these systems rely on a network of radar installations, command centers, and interceptor batteries working in coordination to detect and neutralize incoming threats in real time. Jerusalem, while not the primary location of all defensive assets, is protected by this integrated system, which has been tested repeatedly in past conflicts. According to military experts, The ability to defend key population centers and strategic infrastructure is central to Israel's security doctrine. What makes this target particularly significant is the perception of reliability surrounding these systems. For years, they have been portrayed as highly effective shields capable of intercepting the vast majority of incoming threats. Military analysts have long warned that any successful penetration of this defense network, especially by advanced weapons like hypersonic missiles, would represent a major shift in the regional security landscape. According to regional security experts, a strike targeting the defensive system itself carries both tactical and psychological implications. It not only challenges the effectiveness of existing defenses, but also raises questions about their ability to adapt to emerging technologies. Military analysts have long warned that Jerusalem and its surrounding defensive infrastructure would be among the first targets in any high-level escalation involving advanced missile capabilities. The potential consequences of such a breach extend beyond immediate damage. If defense systems are perceived as vulnerable, it could alter strategic calculations across the region, influencing both deterrence and escalation dynamics. The importance of this moment lies not just in what was hit, but in what it represents for future conflicts. Before we continue with how Israel has responded to these claims and what analysts are saying about what really happened, make sure to hit the like button and subscribe to the channel so you never miss the latest updates on the most dramatic geopolitical developments happening around the world. Then Israel began to respond. Israeli defense officials confirmed that a missile launch had been detected and that defensive systems had been activated in response. However, their description of the event differed sharply from the Iranian narrative. According to Israeli military statements, the missile was tracked from launch and monitored throughout its trajectory. Defense officials stated that interception protocols were initiated, and while details remain limited, they emphasized that the defensive network remained operational throughout the incident. Israeli sources indicated that while the missile may have approached sensitive areas, there was no formation of a direct hit on critical defense infrastructure. Statements released by the Israeli Defense Ministry suggested that systems performed as expected under challenging conditions, and any claims of system collapse were inaccurate representations of the situation. According to defense officials, some debris or fragments may have landed in open areas, but there was no evidence of significant damage to core defensive capabilities. Military spokesmen reiterated that Israel's multi-layered defense system continues to function and remains fully capable of responding to future threats. The stark difference between the two narratives immediately sparked debate across the global security community. On one side, Iran was portraying the strike as a breakthrough moment that exposed vulnerabilities in Israel's defenses. On the other side, Israel was insisting that its systems remained intact and effective, downplaying the extent of any impact. Military analysts immediately began assessing the implications of the incident, focusing on both the technological and strategic dimensions of the strike. According to defense experts, the use of a hypersonic missile introduces a new level of complexity into existing defense calculations, as such weapons are designed to evade traditional interception methods through speed and maneuverability. The escalation ladder in the region appears to be shifting, with both sides demonstrating capabilities that raise the stakes of any future confrontation. According to regional analysts speaking to international media, this incident fits into a broader pattern of technological competition where advancements in offensive systems challenge the effectiveness of established defenses. What comes next remains uncertain. Some experts suggest that Israel may accelerate efforts to enhance its missile defense capabilities, potentially integrating new technologies designed specifically to counter hypersonic threats. Others believe that diplomatic channels may be activated to prevent further escalation, particularly given the risks associated with miscalculation. The economic implications are also significant. Tensions in the Middle East often have immediate effects on global energy markets, and reports of advanced missile strikes can trigger volatility in oil prices. According to market analysts, even the perception of increased instability in the region can influence investor behavior and supply chain dynamics. The competing narratives themselves play a strategic role. By claiming success, Iran reinforces its image as a technologically advanced military power capable of challenging established systems. By minimizing the impact, Israel seeks to maintain confidence in its defenses and deter further aggression. Each narrative serves a purpose, shaping both domestic perception and international response. International pressure for de-escalation is likely to intensify as global powers monitor the situation closely. Statements from diplomatic channels have already emphasized the need for restraint, warning that further escalation could have far-reaching consequences beyond the immediate region. Iran claims that its hypersonic missile successfully penetrated Israel's defenses and exposed critical vulnerabilities in one of the most advanced systems in the world. Israel insists that its defensive network remained operational, that the missile was tracked and responded to, and that any damage was limited and contained. Between those two narratives lies a complex reality that is still unfolding. Some experts warn that incidents like this can easily spiral into broader confrontation, particularly when advanced weapons systems are involved. Others believe that both sides may attempt to contain the escalation using controlled responses and diplomatic signaling to avoid a larger conflict. What is clear is that this event has already become one of the most dramatic moments in the evolving security landscape of the Middle East. The introduction of hypersonic capabilities into active conflict scenarios raises new questions about the future of warfare and the balance between offense and defense. Whether this marks the beginning of a new phase of escalation or a moment that leads to renewed efforts at de-escalation remains uncertain. The world watches closely as military planners, political leaders, and international observers assess what this means for the future. Stay tuned for further updates as this developing story continues to reshape the geopolitical landscape of the region.